It fell down her back in a curtain of shining blonde, thick and healthy, always brushed to perfection. In elementary school, teachers called her Rapunzel. In middle school, she'd gotten used to compliments from strangers in the grocery store. In high school, she could feel the eyes that followed her through the hallways. Some girls dyed their hair, curled it, chopped it, or tied it up in elaborate braids. Corinne just let hers flow. It had become part of her identity, her trademark. But sometimes, identity feels like a costume. She still lived at home with her parents, and for the most part, she loved it. They were good people, kind, attentive, protective, maybe a bit too protective. They always knew where she was going, when she'd be back, and who she was with. They meant well, but it left her with little room to explore herself. And then there was Matt, her boyfriend, though no one else knew that. Corinne had met him through mutual friends, quiet, creative, with dark brown eyes and a sketchbook always in his backpack. He'd noticed her before she noticed him, and when they started talking, something just clicked. She liked how he listened more than he talked, how he never made fun of her ideas, how he never once brought up her hair as the main thing about her. They'd been seeing each other secretly for 2 months. Her parents would never allow it, not because they didn't like Matt, but because Corinne was too young for serious relationships. They had rules. She followed them, or she used to. Now there was a restlessness building inside her. It started small, a photo on Instagram, a woman with fierce eyes and a completely bald head. Then another, shaved for fashion, for control, for self-expression. Every night, Corinne scrolled through a feed filled with buzzed scalps and smooth domes. They looked so powerful, so unapologetically themselves. She began imagining herself without her long hair. What would it feel like to run her hand over a bare scalp? To wake up and not have to deal with brushing, drying, tying up? Would she feel exposed or free? She started wearing her hair in buns and ponytails just to see less of it. She wondered if she'd still look pretty without it. Or maybe she'd look better. Her heart raced at the thought. It was scary and thrilling. Her friends at school were changing their looks constantly. Ellie had gotten silver streaks. Lena dyed her hair magenta. "Why don't you ever change yours?" they asked. "You could do anything with it." "I'm thinking about it," Corinne replied vaguely. She wasn't thinking about highlights or a pixie cut. She was thinking about going completely, shockingly, beautifully bald. One evening, during dinner, Corinne decided to bring it up. Her mom had just served roasted chicken and vegetables, and her dad was talking about the upcoming weekend. She waited for a lull, then cleared her throat. "Hey, can I ask something kind of weird?" Both parents looked up. "I've been thinking about doing something with my hair." Her mom smiled. "Highlights? Oh, that might be fun. Shaving it off. Like, all of it." The silence was immediate. Her dad raised an eyebrow. Her mom froze mid-chew. "Shaving it? Why would you do that?" her mom asked. "I don't know. I just feel like I want to change. Something different. It's just hair. It'll grow back." Her dad shook his head. "You've got beautiful hair, Corinne. People pay money to have hair like yours. Don't ruin it." Her mother added, "Is this because your friends are dyeing theirs? You don't need to follow trends like that." Corinne's stomach sank. She hadn't expected approval, but the dismissal still hurt. "I'm not doing it because of them," she said. "I just want to feel more like myself." "You don't need to be bald to do that," her father said sternly. The conversation ended with an unspoken command. Case closed. But Corinne couldn't forget the idea. If anything, their reaction made her want it more. The following week, Corinne had a hair appointment scheduled. It was just supposed to be a trim. Her mom always came with her to make sure they don't mess it up. But Corinne had other plans. That morning, she felt a jolt of excitement that kept her stomach fluttering all the way to the salon. She hadn't told her mom. She hadn't even told Matt. This decision, for once, was entirely her own. The salon was sleek and bright, filled with the scent of shampoo and the buzz of hair dryers. Corinne's usual stylist, Miriam, greeted them warmly. "Just a trim today?" Miriam asked. Corinne hesitated. Her mother was seated across the room, sipping a coffee. Corinne leaned in and whispered, I want it all off. Like, shaved. Completely. Miriam blinked. Are you sure? Yes, Corinne whispered, her voice trembling slightly. Bald. Razor smooth. Please. The stylist looked to her mother, who hadn't heard. You're going to have to talk to her. Corinne took a deep breath. She stood up, walked to her mom, and said, I'm shaving it all off today. I want to. I need to. Please let me. Her mother's face twisted in shock. Corinne? Are you serious? You don't need to do this. Think about school, your photos, your graduation. I've thought about it, and I'm doing it. Her mother started to protest, but Corinne turned and sat back in the chair, pulling the black cape tightly around her neck like armor. Let's begin, she said to Miriam, her voice firmer now. Miriam stood beside her with the clippers in hand. The guard was removed. The machine buzzed to life. Corinne's heart pounded in her chest. You ready? Miriam asked. Corinne nodded. Do it. The first pass started at the forehead. The vibrating metal touched her skin, sending a jolt down her spine. Miriam moved the clippers straight back, and Corinne watched in the mirror as a thick swath of her long, golden hair slid down the cape and fell to the floor. There was no going back. Another pass. Then another. The clippers moved with mechanical precision, revealing her scalp beneath the layers of blonde. Her lap filled with golden strands. Her shoulders felt lighter. The cape rustled as it collected the remnants of her former self. Her mother sat in silence, stunned. Corinne focused on her reflection. Her face looked different already, sharper, bolder, more hers. After the clippers had removed every trace of length, Miriam applied warm shaving cream and reached for a fresh razor. Corinne's breath caught in her throat. With gentle strokes, Miriam shaved her scalp clean, first with the grain, then against it. Each stroke revealed smooth, glistening skin. It was strange, intimate, electrifying. Corinne closed her eyes and focused on the sensation. It was unlike anything she had ever felt. Her hair had always been her shield. Now she had none, and she had never felt stronger. When it was done, Miriam wiped her head clean with a warm towel and applied a gentle moisturizer. Corinne looked at herself in the mirror. Her scalp was smooth, flawless. Her cheekbones stood out. Her eyes looked bigger, brighter. Her lips more defined. She smiled. I love it. Her mother stood still pale with shock. You actually did it. I did, Corinne said, and I feel amazing. 6. The reaction. Walking into school the next day was nerve-wracking. Corinne wore a hoodie with the hood down on purpose. She wanted people to see. And they did. The whispers started almost immediately. People stared. But not in the mocking way she feared. There was curiosity, surprise, admiration. Whoa, Corinne! Someone said in the hallway. That's badass! Did you really shave your head? You look incredible. Even Ellie and Lena, her edgy-haired friends, were stunned. I can't believe you did it, Ellie said. It looks so cool. Corinne smiled. Thanks. In the cafeteria, Matt approached her with wide eyes. Wow! You actually did it. She laughed. What do you think? He grinned. I think you've never looked more like yourself. The days passed, and Corinne adjusted to life without hair. She loved how the wind felt on her scalp. She loved not spending an hour styling it. She even loved the stunned reactions from people who hadn't seen it yet. Her parents took longer to come around, but eventually, even her mother admitted, You actually do look beautiful. Corinne had discovered something far more valuable than hair. She had found confidence, ownership, a voice she never knew she had, and with every reflection, every curious glance, she reminded herself, she hadn't lost her identity. She had finally claimed it.